never fails, man. Come on. All right, here we go. Kind of ruined my synchronization, but oh well. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. And we're back with an early show. So the Lord offered me an opportunity today, and I had no idea I would have the early chance to step aside from the battle and come join you guys. So here we are. February 17th with the Sun-Shart. Okay, it's kind of a funny name, but this is not heading at us. It's actually heading like out of the ecliptic. It's coming out of the south part of the sun and shooting downward. If our solar system is like a disc shaped, pretend like it's imagine a record, a disc, that rotates around the center. This would be shooting downward away from the disc. Okay, not very often do we have these. Okay, because usually sunspots and filaments and everything. But here we've had one of these, what they call a southern polar crown eruption. All right, because it came out of the southern crown region. So let's zoom back, pull back out of this, and sorry about that. Guess what just happened? All right, so let's go ahead and just start this loop real quick and let that play. That is a lot of plasma. I've never seen a solid jet like that in a long time. Okay, thank God that wasn't hurling at us. When I saw that on the coronagraph, I went, oh no, please do not be coming right at us. Thankfully, it's not going off the backside, it's going straight down. So yeah, three-dimensional, space is three-dimensional. If you were, like I said, holding a disc, imagine it going through the hole of the record and down the bottom and out that way. Okay, kind of like coming out the butt of the sun. Okay, Sun-Shart. You ever seen a seagull before? Yeah, there you go. Nice image, Brian. Thanks. Anyways, here's your whole little thing going on there. All right, let that run for a second while I start getting ready. Hopefully, this earlier show we're able to catch a few more people that we're not able to catch so late at night. So welcome new people that are able to hop in early now. All right, so let's get started. We'll find that opening frame. Okay, right there, 024. Not much going on. We have this sneaking out the side over there as well. Use your trained eyes, okay? You guys are pretty good here at spotting stuff. So even stuff that I don't point out, I don't always point out everything. There's other stuff going on up here. I mean, it's just all over the place. But for instance, right now we're just starting with this opening frame. You see those other ones kind of moving out of frame. See this little thing? Then we have another eruption from that region. Okay, these are important as well because these little minor eruptions still might be coming our way. We'll see later on coronagraph, or on the tracker, I mean. But as we get in here, we're already kind of skipping time here. We're already at 11:24. Then boom, there's this big blast right here. And let's back up right there. You can see these dark little pockets right here, and this supercharged plasma latched onto them. Okay, so it looked like we have a couple objects. It's weird. This is a weird layout. There might be multiple objects packed together. It's kind of hard to read this one, but for instance, starting right here, you can sure see the indentation. Let me get this zoomed in for you guys. This indentation right here in the plasma. There we go. Wait. I'm trying to get the darkness here for the camera. All right, there we go. So, seems to be maybe right here and then one right in there. All right. And that's like kind of a good capture of them right there, because as we start to go through the rest of this, they get bathed in so much plasma that it kind of gets lost. Let's go to right there. All right, now our streak comes out. Where was the one image over right here. You see our little round object, right? It looks right there. This one's hard to spot. Possibly want to run this edge here too. See this? Anyways, this one that's coming out now is plasma that's latched onto one of these. There's a little indentation in there. And let me try to capture that one for you. Thank you for your patience. Okay, right here. You see how the plasma is wrapped around it? It's even got a little wake coming out of it. So plasma is latched onto this object and is streaking past it, okay? There seems to be another one right here because you see the shadow coming out right here? There's plasma latched onto this one as well because it's like a combination. There seems to be one out front here too. See how this magnetic field is kind of pointing at something going on here? All right, so this could be like a little pocket or, a scattering of, yeah, see this one right here? Anyways, this is what I was trying to show you, how this plasma is latched onto this, and as it travels south, look how long this attachment of plasma is. It's still attached. That's still connected right there. This huge, long, just stream of plasma. If this like laser beam off the sun was aimed at us, good Lord, we wouldn't be here. Okay. So luckily that went south and out of the ecliptic. It's heading out of the solar system. So, but thankfully, what a strike that thing is right there. And then it just continues. All right. What I'm trying to do is just leave it zoomed in, and we'll just kind of leave it right here. And I'm going to continue to go frame by frame and just slide it back and forth if we have to. So continuing from here, watch how this continues. More is still feeding out of the sun. Let me slide this back over. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just start the little movie here. We going forward? Yes. Slide it over. Whoops. And then just let you watch that all zoomed in. Oh my God. Imagine if that had come at us, man. That would have been the kill shot right there. That would have fried our atmosphere. And luckily, like I said, it's not heading towards us, but it's a demonstration of what the sun's potential has right now. Okay. Very scary display. All right. I don't like the looks of that at all. Thankfully, it's heading out, 90 degrees down away from us. So, but quite the, this is, all right. This is not normal activity out of a sunspot. This is not a normal filament. Okay. Usually we don't have stuff coming out way down here and pointing south. That's an indicator of an object traveling under the sun. It went under the sun, probably towards us, and caused this thing to strike. Well, actually, it might be, maybe it bounced and went down towards. It came at the sun and ricocheted down, possibly, and is stripping all this plasma down. But it's an indication of an object traveling under the sun, whether it's coming at us or going back down. Okay, it's out of its region. Especially a blast that big is out of character, out of region. Okay, that's a very diverse earthquake. That's a diverse solar event. Okay, it's not expected. It's not where it usually supposed to be, and it traveled in a different direction. It traveled south of the ecliptic instead of towards us. Okay. Something totally different there. And quite a powerful thing. That's why I called this Sun-Shart, because look at that. The sun just a bunch of plasma. Probably ate a McDonald's or something. No, that was terrible. I'm joking. Let's move on though. Okay, we got some other stuff to report on still. Now, over here goes X-ray flux pumping right along. You can see we've had a few bumps there. We're going to go ahead and zoom in on this because that's the activity we were just looking at. All right. And now I think we can brighten back up just a tad. There we go. All right. As in the days of Noah, that's right. We guys are figuring it out. Okay, here we go. Here's today's square. We have our, our CMEs that we saw today. Here's that bigger one. All right. And nothing really off the scale. All right. We had this M flare, but it's nothing even in the M class. So even though those are some pretty powerful blasts and stuff, they did not jump off the M class. Now, the big one that we saw will probably not register because it went out of the ecliptic. It's not even heading at us, away from us, left or right. It's going down and away from the sensors. So the sensors probably aren't going to detect it. We will see it, but the sensors probably don't have many things south of the sun. You know what I'm saying? So there's your goes X-ray flux, little roller coaster ride here, but the kiddie roller coaster instead of the big adult one. Okay, it went a little more mellow today. All right, let me back out of this. Whoops, just a tad bit more. I went the wrong direction there. 110. There we go. All right, so notice our proton event has ended now. Okay, so that's good. Our absorption layer event, or absorption event is over there. I'm sure it's charged up the Earth quite well, and the Earth's just going to manage this energy and start distributing it however it does. Lately it's been through volcanoes and stuff. All right, so we'll see coming up. Also, inbound energy from the sun, as far as like CMEs, have been very quiet. Okay, quiet. And you can see nothing really much above KP2. Our solar flare or auroras, dictate that or indicate that. They're green, but they're getting thicker, a little bit stronger right now. We'll watch them, but at least it's not yellow or red. We're not taking on a big blast right now, so that's good news. Now, here we go with this event right here. This is not article on it. Down here. No, but here, let's just open this up real quick. There's your giant flare. That's the region it came out of the sun right there, okay? Not totally at the bottom, but dang close to it. It wasn't up in this region where we get our normal sunspots, okay? So it's way down here and shooting down. That's something different, okay? Is this the article on what possible? No. Multiple coronal mass. No, that's talking about these. The fourth and strongest X flare. No. They're still talking about that one. All right, let's move on. I think it's at this one here. Yeah, it is. Here we go. This is the one I wanted. All right, let's read this real quick. CME to strike Venus. We read about that last night. Here it is. A rare eruption from the South Pole. Most explosions on the sun happen near the equator where sunspots tend to cluster. Today, however, something blew up 90 degrees away near the sun's south pole. The polar blast propelled a bright CME straight down. A bright CME? I would call that the dragon spitting fire. Wouldn't you? It's just like, that's like a steady beam of plasma. Anyways, let's get back to this. that it propelled that bright CME straight down out of the plane of the solar system. Okay, so we're not much to fear about this because it went out of the plane of the solar system. No planet will be struck, although if a comet is below the sun, and comets can go there, it could have its tail ripped off by the solar storm cloud. Okay, now we don't know if there's a comet down there or whatever, but that could happen if there were a passing comet. We'll come back to this and look at it. This rare eruption appears to be linked to an unstable polar crown filament. Okay, this is the polar crown filament, is what they call it. Okay, a twisted strand of magnetism circling the sun's south pole. Solar astronomers have known about these circular filaments for more than a century. Long-term studies show that they shrink in size near solar maximum, forming even tighter circles as around their respective poles, blah, blah, blah. Indeed, that's why these are rare eruptions. These are rare eruptions, happen most often at solar max. Intense magnetic fields crowned together in tight spaces love to erupt. Solar max is coming soon, so stay tuned for more. Okay? Anyways, let's come back up to this. This comet one time passed through a CME, or a big blast, and you can see the impact right here, and started shredding the tail of the comet, okay, and diffusing it as well. So that's just a little example. Say if there were a comet underneath there, that blast straight down could like tear the tail off of it. Cool little article over here if you want to come and read it. But that's an example of what they were talking about. And you can see the impact right here, this bullseye type effect right there. Okay, so backing out of that. All right, so there's our blast straight down. Let's get this shot of it right there. All right, there's your Sun-Shart. Take a sip here. So kind of a rare event there, pointing straight down as opposed to coming off a sunspot region and all that, the normal activity. This is something different, okay? A little indicator, another little indicator. All right, let's get on over to the Schumann. Yay. What it shows earlier, that seems to run smoother. Thank you, Lord. All right, get up close and personal because this is kind of one we have to here. Let's get her all purty like. Trying to get rid of wavy lines. Just a minute. Let's go right there. Ooh, we're getting there. I see. This direction. All right, there we go. Good enough. Just trying to get it best visual we can for the record, okay? Here we go. 7.83 coming in. We had a grinding event. It even intensified to 7.83 for a minute, but then it tapered off, okay? Got a little weak. Another little grinding event. And sorry, it just really bugs me. Okay, now as we come out of this right here, you see it weakening and weakening and then kind of disappearing. See the dark little stripe right there? We had a little brownout again. That's your magnetic field getting weak and having a little brownout, all right? You can see as it recovers, right now it's trying to recover. Let me refresh it for maybe another bar or two added to see anything new added. Okay, there we go. Just a tad bit more. It's not much, but it defines our stripe right here. You can see we had, oh, that's a second one. So we had this little brownout right here is what I was talking about first. Now we've had a second one. See it right there? And now we're trying to come out and recover from that. So magnetic field is not down, but it's weak, all right? Shields are down kind of right now. Thankfully, we're not taking on a huge impact from the sun right now. But there's two pulses right there where it kind of seized up. All right. All this screeching and stuff wore it down and down and down. Finally gets weak and weak and weak and then stops, tries to recover, stops again, trying to recover again. And then you can see back here, right in that area, it happened before, previously. So we're up and down. Your magnetic field is fluctuating, getting intense at 7.83 and at different frequencies. Notice how this has dropped off. All right, it dropped off and stopped because the core and the shell were grinding down and finally just stopped. Then it tries to move and stops again. Tries to move because all this grinding, it ground to a halt. All right. It's pressure. This is an indication right here that pressure has built up. All right. If it's squeezing down and we're getting this happening and this happening, that means the pressure down below has built up so much that it's causing this to happen. So we have pressure built up down below, all because of that, all the absorption that we took on. All right. That was a long event with a bunch of other stuff tacked on there. Luckily, we dodged that 4-in-1 CME. That wouldn't have helped. But right now, the core and the shell are struggling as we speak. All right. Your animals are acting weird or they're scared. Okay. This fluctuation messes with your animals and they get scared. Okay. So make sure you comfort your pets and your animals. Understand they're not misbehaving, they're scared. Also, these two constant lines right here that run all the way across the screen at a certain frequency, nice and tight right there, those might be man-made. Okay, I don't know what's going on because that is just such a condensed fine line that is just long lasting too. So that could be something that's they're picking up as far as man-made frequencies here. Okay. So don't mind these two lines right there. They could be an indicator or something, but I'm not too concerned. And they cut right through these dark lines. Okay. That's why it makes me think that these the man-made frequencies. This is a Russian site. They may have fired up something nearby that bleeds over into this instrument, whatever. Okay. But what I'm more concerned of is this green line. We are all concerned about this green line. Repeat after me. We are all concerned that this green line stays nice and healthy. That's why I report on this stuff. Okay. Now we've had two little brownouts right there. That's pressure that's built up down there now. And now it's going to come up to the surface because that proton event is over. And I believe we're going to start seeing, the pressure come up in different ways now. Lately, it hasn't been earthquakes. It's been more volcanic. So let me get on over here and reposition position 1 again. Oh, you see the crazy smiley face? 2 eyes, a nose, and a big old smile. Now it's got a nose. I don't even know where to start or how to address this, but let's just get at it. Whew. Wow, that's made me sick to my stomach. Hang on. Oh. Whew. When your mouth waters right before you're about to. Here we go. So this is so organized and so powerful now. The subvortex is basically taken so much strength, and now look what it's done to the other vortex. It's caused it to do the conveyor belt type effect, smash it out and stretch it out. But check out what's happening. This intensity, when it turns the corner, gets intense again right at Europe. It's taking polar cold air diverting it across the Atlantic Ocean. Cold, moist air is going to be slamming this area. All right. The way this has evolved and changed the shape after recording or reporting on this every night and tracking this different curvature has been well, it's altering the weather. All right. And you can see all of it going kind of up this way off the Kamchatka Peninsula area, that region. But then when it all comes spewing out, it comes out this side, aiming kind of still at the Great Lakes, more from this angle than this angle the other day. So it's kind of adjusted like this. It's like twisting. I swear these objects, these inbound objects, are interfering and causing this disruption because this is not normal. All right, so there's your. Look how intense this whole band is getting here, too. Over heading right at Europe, still going over Sweden, Norway, up Russia and stuff, but dragging stuff up here across up that way. Just and then also look down here at the southern hemisphere, how everything's picking up down there in intensity. See how much red there is down here? Okay, now let's kind of do our step down. Put on your parachute, and we're going skydiving. First, before we get away from this, I want you to know the polar vortex has still dropped all the way down to the California-Mexican border. All right, boom. That's the edge of your polar vortex. This rotation is now positioned. It's up high, mind you, but it has positioned itself to where the edge of it now is dropped all the way down to Southern California. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Look where the center of this vortex is. It's inside of Alaska. It's not even way up here by the North Pole. It's down here in Canada. Just not normal. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to put on the parachute and go skydiving. We're going to drop in altitude here, elevation, however you would like to say it. Now we're going to the layer in between the vortex layer, the polar vortex layer, and the upper jet. This is the transition zone right in here, okay? I'm going to flip back and forth so you can kind of see what the vortex does to the transition zone. Whoops, sorry, to the transition zone. Boom. It has caused in the transition zone this big bridge, this big bubble here. Take that out. This big bubble to form in the transition zone and start to funnel stuff in this direction. All right. So that weird vortex pushing this way, because look, it's pushing against the weather, causing this to dam up and split over and go around. You understand here? See how it's pushing against the air down below that wants to go this way? So the air down below wants to go this way, but air above is pushing right there, making it buckle, okay, and divert around that strong area. Making sense? Yes. I saw light bulbs going off. Oh, yes. I saw light bulbs going off. Okay. Transition zone is important, okay? I don't really do it, but right now we need to. Now we get to the upper jet. You see how the transition zone dictates the upper jet. Here's your upper jet stream, and it is just aimed at California, Baja. It does this dip down, picks up moisture, brings it right off the Gulf and right at like New York, Washington, D.C. area. And see this cold air from that remember I was showing you the polar vortex where it's spitting out? Well, here's the spitting out. It hits this air. This cold air comes down, slams into this, And watch out through there. Game on. Look at that. That's game on right there. Okay, so, and see this fetch? It's coming from Hawaii, or just north of Hawaii. This is the subtropics here, okay? That's subtropical moisture. And you also see a little bit of cold air come meet right here. So this is the zone for storm growth that's going to go right towards Southern California and the whole West Coast. Now, there's your upper jets. Watch how it dictates your lower jet. All right. You've opened your parachute now. We're down a little bit lower where this dictates our storms. You see how that flow has caused this storm, and it's aiming right at Southern California. Okay, it's just going to start slamming that region with moisture. You also see the double effect, how this conveyor belt gets intense. This one stops it up and shoves it down. So, what are we getting? This storm sending cold, moist air down to warm, moist air and right at California. Not a good setup there. And that is your lower jet. That's where it's carrying your storms. Go down to the storm and looky. Here's your big storm offshore. The low in this, wow, watch out. And this one up here, remember I was talking about the thing in the middle that is taking the flow and shoving it down to this one? See how this cogs of gears, this like cog work of rotation is feeding stuff all here. Let's kind of give a tad bit closer so you can see the airflow. Okay, and then you also see over here that polar vortex cold air dipping down in here. All right, that's what's bringing this kind of weather in this region. So, not a good setup. All right. And just start warning California right now. Everybody be prepared, or start preparing for everything: mudslides, tornadoes, tornado potential picked up for the valley now. And we'll get to that part here in a little bit. All right. While we're here, I need to come over. We're going to check on our sandstorm. Yep, still there. Still ongoing. Still intense white right here, all blowing to South America. You can see the wind flow direction right there. So everything heading towards South America there. I can just get one a little bit. All right. Yeah, work a little bit better there. All right. There we go. And look how it's just taking it all and dumping it right here into South America, into the Brazilian rainforest. All right, so there's that. Let's back out a little bit. We need to come over to the SO2. This is sulfur dioxide. And I'll take the wind out. And we're going to start looking around at pressure. And oh boy, yeah. Much bigger, darker patch here over China. All brightness. Tint and everything just, well, I had it there. Sorry, I have to do this. I have to do this for my own ADD because I'm trying to capture the proper color. I do not want to cheat and deceive you guys with the wrong coloration. And I'm still not getting one. Well, all right, yeah, that's about it right there. Okay, because this coloration is important. Especially when we're getting into darker spots. There's black in that one. Okay, black. Well, almost, but very dark around this region. So you can tell if you were here and you monitor the darkness of these colors with me, it's darkened up. Pressure is built. And a good indicator is down here at Java. And as we look at Java, you can see it's kind of cleared up, actually, probably because of the earthquake and volcano activity in the region, just like yesterday. But looky here, see India, it's usually kind of just splotchy. This patch down here, very dark. Look, here's black right here. So they're having issues too. Pressure's building up and down below there. This whole map is darker. Just overall, the burgundy areas have kind of richened up slightly. Wow, look at this. Coming over here, kind of lightened up actually. I don't know. What would you say? Still country divided, bleeding out on this half, patchy on that side. But in this region, it kind of seems to have lightened up. Maybe the wind is dissipating it more, but I don't think so. It just seems to have lightened up a little bit on our side. Let's go to this patch real quick. Sorry. Almost. There's a tiny bit of, well, almost black. Where else? Oh, our spot down here. Oh, let's check this out. What's going on here on Jamaica? That's still pretty dark as well right there. Our fulcrum point has lightened up. Well, yeah. So, interesting. Looks like pressure is built on this side of the planet right now. Never kind of seen that before. So intense on one side, yet very light, and has lightened up on the other. Maybe the pole? Or, just interesting. Maybe God's handiwork, that's for sure. Let's see if we can do this effect. You see what I'm saying? Look out that side of the planet. That's for sure. All right, let's move on to what else do we want to do here, Lord? SO2, SO4? No. Fires? No. Oh, CO2. Okay, let me put the thing right here. Hopefully you can see down in the little corner here. Carbon dioxide surface concentration. CO2SC means carbon dioxide surface concentration. Okay, I got the wind out of there. And CO2 is not bad. It is plant food. Okay. And let me pull up the graph a little bit. See green, blue, noting the more intense. Dark is where there's less CO2 because the plants are all eating it up in that region, right? See, there's less CO2 around here because all these plants are eating it up. But CO2 really is being emitted up here. Note the regions match peninsulas. Note this gas matches regions because this is CO2 produced at this part of the country. Now let's go see over in America how much CO2 is produced over. Well, what do you know? Look at all the CO2 produced over here in America. I don't see much. Some up here. But look at that. So all these people that are screaming, oh, CO2 production, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's culprits. There's your culprits, not us. Anyways, just kind of had to clear the air with that. Moving on. Let's come on over to the earthquakes now. Something I was just kind of noticing here, all kind of even distribution, same magnitude. Look at all the same size dots as we go around real quick. Let me get it captured a little bit better for you here. And I fear sometimes when I'm looking through my screen over here, it looks like it's blinding the camera, so I don't want to blind it. I want you guys to be able to see it. All right, starting off, deep quake in our deep quake region, a 4.4 down at 593. Okay, our typical deep quake, nothing too big. It's usually mid-range 4, so good. That's what I like to see is normal deep range activity. This whole area being skipped lately, but we land right here with 4.5 down at 210. Note all these similar magnitudes. 4.5 down at 160. 4.5 at 77. 4.5 at 34.3. 4.7 at 76. 4.1 at 15 there. Fulcrum Point quake, another 4.5. So all these 4.5s, let's keep going up. 4.7 right there. 4.7. Notice a trend. 4.2. They're all mid-range 4s. All of these. Boom, 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 boom. That's that even pressure distribution thing that we were talking about. Seems to still, I mean, it's really showing its effect right there. You come over here to California, not much on the Juan de Fuca, 2.6 down here, 2.7s. So nothing too big down there. It was in Texas today, had the 5.1 or something, I believe. Let's see what they ended up calling it. 4.7 there, 4.4 there, 3.9, 3, 3.3, 2.6, and 3.7. All very shallow quakes right here. We all know why. The big one, whoops, was this one. I heard it came in at a 5.1. Of course, downgraded to 4.7. But Texas is rocking and rolling. Even what's this up here? 3.7 up here in this part of Texas as well. Coming on down, we got 4.8. There's that mid-range 4, almost 5 energy there. 4.5. Nothing on South America. Look how quiet all that zone is. So, probably expect some 4.5s to fill in here. Mid-range 4. If we do get one, it would probably fill in this rest of this gap here. Now, looking over the rest of the Atlantic Ridge, quiet. All of Europe, this whole part of the system's quiet. All right. It seems to be very ring of fire type event right along the plate boundaries, fulcrum points, all even magnitude type energy. Okay. Moving on to the volcano. Oh, Lord, please let the volcano report work tonight. I'm going to pray right now. Let all this work, please. Oh, yes. Not open the free download right now. Not during the show. All right, here we go. February 18th already. Popocatépetl, Ducono, Reventador, Nevada del Ruiz, Sabancaya. So here we go. Ducono, 8,000 feet. Popo, 19,000. Okay, these higher blasts relieving pressure. Nevada del Ruiz, Probably pretty high. The last time it was, there's no thing to report. 16,000 at Reventador. Sabancaya was probably pretty high. Now let's get into the 17th here. I need to open it. Bear with me here. At least we got some better pictures to look at. Please, Lord. I was just commenting on the pictures. I'd rather look at the volcano report. Bear with me. This site sometimes takes a minute. Oop, we're getting there. All right. For the 17th, Santa Guido, Fuego, Popo, Semeru, Dacono. All right. Sakurajima, 7,000 feet. Semeru on the island of Java, a 15,000-foot blast. That's pressure being relieved at Semeru on Java. Remember, Java wasn't so dark as far as the emissions coming out of it, as far as pressure, because pressure is being relieved in that area. Marapi on the Sumatra Peninsula. Oh, it doesn't say a flight level. Okay, well, another blast out of Marapi. Ducono, 8,000 feet. Popo, nothing there. Santa Guido still going off. Fuego, a blast at 15,000. Nevada del Ruiz, not seen in SAT or whatever, webcam. Sabancaya. So not a bunch of elevations to report, but the ones that we do have are 15,000, over 10,000 here. This one's at 8, but 15. Okay, so very high blasts, especially out of Semeru here, relieving pressure in that area. Let's get on over to the forecast. All right, Lord, please, we're doing good. Thank you guys for being patient. Thanks for taking some of your time to come here to this channel. And there's other people streaming live right now that you could be watching. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and play this loop for a second. That was our current conditions, the storm going on here. All right. So I'm going to let that play for a second. All these have to load up anyway. So let that load up for a second. Yeah, not looking good for the West Coast. And that thing, whatever that was, and this coming up is, it keeps changing. So that's why we got to kind of keep up on this. Even though it keeps changing, we got to monitor the changes, because a last second change could mean the difference between life and death. Okay? You guys need to take this channel seriously. It's a matter of life and death. All right. Here we are, our current conditions, the convection going into nighttime time frame of February 17th with onshore storm coming onshore here with severe weather up on the Northern California and entering into the Central Valley. The Cape indices and helicity indicate that there can probably be not this storm, but the next one coming in, some tornado activity in California. Maybe not from this storm quite yet, but this does have the potential. It's the next one we're very concerned about. So, end of convection, entering nighttime, severe weather coming at Florida. As we go into the nighttime, it's crossing into Florida. So you people here in Tampa, around the west coast of Florida, watch out. Onshore tornadoes coming onshore. Water spouts turning into tornadoes. Meantime, over here on the west coast, severe weather in snow. Okay, so possible thunder snow in this activity. Snow in the Sierras, rain for California overnight, kind of breaking up into the morning hours here. Then as we go through the daytime, into convection. Here comes this next round at Northern California with severe weather on the coastline. As it blossoms from convection to nighttime and goes nocturnal, here's where you're having your chance for severe weather here in Northern California. The morning of the 19th here, as it comes, look at this thing just hugging the coast. As long as it stays there, we're all good. I'm focusing more over here now because this is going to be, they should declare a state of emergency for California right now in preparation for this. In fact, I am going to just declare a state of emergency for California right now and prepare for evacuations, prepare for mudslides, heavy rain, high winds, power outages, the whole gambit that you just saw happen a week ago, about to happen again. So let me back up a little bit because it's so important. I cannot stress the importance, the sense of urgency for this storm. Okay, starting from the sundown of the 18th going into the nighttime, severe in Northern California first, but then as the morning comes, it shifts down here and goes all through California. Your fire hose has been turned on and is aiming at Southern California. The atmospheric river is raging. All right. It keeps pointing there. That's the noontime of the 19th, going to the convection, nighttime, morning of the 20th, noontime, convection, nighttime, morning of the 21st, still another chance for severe weather down here. The rain is not let up there, all right? Then it continues through the noontime, starting to break up and dissipate by the noon or the end of convection of the 24th or 1st. We watch these lows start to, come inland or across the country. Not really producing too much there. A little bit up here in British Columbia. Then we have this storm dropping into Northern California, hooking up with this down below. And we get another one of these events coming here by the 26th. That'll be, let me back up to where it really starts. Right about there, it starts to gel and come together and organize between convection and the nighttime of the 25th. That's nighttime of the 25th, morning of the 26th. Okay, so severe weather again, morning of the 26th. Heavy snow here by noon of the 26th. Even going shunting further south there by convection. And then nighttime moving out of there. This giant low right here. See all these tight millibars? High winds on the backside, high winds through here, heavy moisture. That'll be the noontime of the 27th as this thing starts to organize. That'll be convection, nighttime, morning of the 28th. Convection or noontime, convection, nighttime, morning of the 29th. This icing up here, snow. See this tail ripping moisture up here, colliding with the cold air on the backside, getting linear. Okay, possibly around the 29th there still. Getting severe on the backside here by noon. Reconfiguring and going linear again on the convection of the 29th. Did you see how that reconfigured and did convection again right in the same area? That goes from convection into the nighttime, going really severe around Arkansas. Okay, everybody prepare for that down the line as well. Or just stay alert. It could shift. It could come in later. It could come in sooner. There's the noon of March 1st. Here's the convection. Notice how this is ripping apart, and this is kind of staying up. Watch. See how it kind of rips apart there? Hopefully that happens. It loses its energy and, kind of pulls apart like this. Still chance for severe down there. Nighttime. Going into the morning of March 2nd, noontime, convection, nighttime, morning of the March 3rd, right up the coast right there, and then another storm coming in over here. That'll be the noontime of the 3rd, convection, nighttime, morning of the 4th. Look at this thing starting to form. Noon of the 4th, and that's the last of the data. Okay, but primarily what we're concerned about, chances here at Florida, but it's California. All right. It's getting hammered over and over and over again with severe weather as well. So let me get this pulled up just a tad bit closer. All right. Okay. Beginning, I believe it restarted. Oh, wait, there's the end of the loop. There's the start. First storm, second storm. That's the one to watch out for. Still continued flow. All right. So everybody in California, prepare for what replay of what just happened before to happen again. Also, on this round, heightened call for tornadoes in the Central Valley area of Northern California. All right. So brace for impact is what I can prepare for impact. Brace for it. Sandbags, chainsaws, gasoline, generators, your power equipment, charge up your cell phones, get your backup batteries, everything. Solar powered cell phone charger, whatever it needs, prepare to be out of power for a while. Prepare for these storms to change too from these trajectories. These aren't set in stone either. Things have been changing drastically. So it could change for the better or it could change for the worst. But for what we've got right now with the models, prepare for impact. All right. Serious, needs to be taken serious. I would say declare a state of emergency now. Get ahead of the ball, get ahead of the game, stay ahead of the ball. It's like trying to outrun a giant, Indiana Jones movie where the giant ball's chasing him, right? If you put a big 8 on it and it's a giant 8 ball chasing you, right? You got to stay ahead of it. And if you go faster, you get further ahead of it. And the further ahead you get, it gives you time to stop and prepare, turn around. So stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the ball. All right. Get out in front of it so you'll have chance to prepare and, help other people. It's going to be a big impact for California there. All right. And I just cannot put the sense of urgency into this that needs to be there. I should be screaming at this camera going, get the hell out of there. But you do that and it causes panic and everybody. So also pray for people. Everybody at this channel knows the power of prayer. Start praying for strength, endurance, fortitude for these people. It's going to be long duration. It's going to cause a lot of headaches, probably ruin lives. All right. If you lose your house in a landslide, that could, ruin things for a while, right? So serious issue coming and needs to be taken seriously and needs to be prayed on like there's no tomorrow. I mean, I hate to use profanity, but pray like an MFer. All right, for these people, like you mean it with real deep sincerity. That's what I'm trying to say, without saying it. The profanity. I used to cuss, but I try to cut back now. All right, so strange solar activity. We got pressure built up down below. Prepare for an uptick in earthquakes in magnitude. Prepare for more volcanic blasts, higher altitudes, more wild weather. Okay, and our weird polar vortex. Please pull up the polar vortex that was going on here. All right, is this weird shift in our polar vortex? It's really creating the sun's creating object, whatever is creating new havoc in the polar vortex. Okay, see the little smiley face? Look deep into my eyes. You are getting inspired, not sleepy, inspired. Okay, so there is your solar weather forecast. Ta-da! Now, everybody, let's get ready for the spiritual part that y'all been waiting for. At least we got here earlier than midnight, so I didn't get to do a daytime one, but we're in between, so it's better than later. Okay, let's see. I had this real quick, and what else were we going to show tonight? Oh no, do we have to do that one again? Really? Okay, I was going to get into reading, but we got to do something real quick again. Bear with me. We'll get there in just a second. Wait, can I open it here? Oh, wait, we got to go to, yeah. All right, bear with me for a second. Open up a new page. It's very important that we review this. It's something we've already seen, but I don't like showing this, but I guess it got to be done. I just listen and do what I'm told. All right. Okay. Yes, this one. In due time, in your time, Lord, when you decide to get this thing working. Oh, might as well start setting up audio while we're at it. Okay, we're going to do some audio real quick. For those of you who've heard this already, you can tune out or listen again. I'll try to keep it from getting too...
Holy fucking shit.
All right, that's not the part I want. Profanity. All right.
Oh. Holy fucking shit.
All right. I'm going to slow this down a little bit to the 0.75. There are 3 messages in here. The first part is said super fast, and it says Jesus is close. And then the wind says the word, I think it says the word. And then he appears, and you hear the phrase, he is the Christ who's coming quickly. So let me get this as best as we can, get this over with. Audio, we're good on audio, Lord. What's going on there? All right. Try not to blow your ears out, but it's important that you hear the message, I guess. So hopefully you heard that. All right, so he is the Christ who's coming quickly. And 55. And then this event here.
No, I don't know.
All right, he says right now, here, right now. Here. Trying to get this as best I can. One last time. Okay, that's the rest of the other different events. All right, so just to pause that and get rid of the sound there. Very important event. It should have made world headlines, but everybody's into hiding the truth and warping and getting you to look at politics when we have real miracles taking place here. All right, what you heard is an electromagnetic voice print that was on top of the audio of this original video. All right, I have had to deal with this stuff in my life. These EVPs, they're no fun to deal with, okay? I suggest you don't dabble in that area. The only reason why we are is so you can hear the most important message of recent. Jesus is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Jesus in the flesh, right now, here. Okay? So that was the message the Lord wanted me to get through to you on that. Now, we can get back to our image and our reading. All right, let's do this one right here. This is a beautiful image. All right, you can see what I did there. It's one of these images rotated 90 degrees so you don't have to tilt your head. Okay. I'll darken a little bit here, please, Lord, so we can get the arrow out of the way. All right, looking good. All right. Can you see what I look like? All right, you guys see what I look like? Cool. All right, now let me start. Oh boy, have I got lots of notes for you guys tonight? First off, I'm gonna need a whole nother light. Let there be light. All right, and there was light. Okay, what I want to do now? What are we gonna start with first here on these notes? Okay. Something first I want to talk about last show that we didn't get to is the teacher story, okay? And Mike reminded me of this, and it's a good allegory to think about. So it goes like this: there's a classroom. It's a probably first, second grade school, okay, elementary kids, and the teacher is actually doing an experiment to see how the kids will react when she leaves the room. He or she leaves the room, right? So the teacher announces, "Hey, I'm going to go up to the office and talk to the principal. I'll be back in a little while." She doesn't specify how long. She just says, "I'll be back in a little while." So she leaves and leaves the class unattended, all alone. All of a sudden, the class, for the first 5 minutes, they behave and they're being good and they're just waiting for the teacher to come back. But after about 5 to 10 minutes, human nature kicks in and you forget about the teacher, and the first spit wad goes flying. And then a paper airplane goes flying. And pretty soon you got, a little spit wad war going on and all kinds of chaos going on in the classroom, right? The teacher comes back, but instead of opening the door and catching everybody, she just looks through the window. Okay? She's looking into the classroom from the window. They don't know that the teacher is watching them, okay? Watching their behavior while they're unattended. While the cat's away, the mice will play type effect, all right? But in the classroom, I want you to think, you've been to school when this happened. There were certain people that were quick to start being disobedient and start, start disobeying, right? There were other kids that were embarrassed, that would put their head down or, look at their book or something like that and didn't want to participate, right? They knew that when the teacher came back that they don't want to be caught in the act, right? They're the good kids. That they don't have that predisposition to do wrong, right? And they're actually looking forward to the teacher coming back because now the bully in the class has gotten up and coming over to one of them, and now it's turned from spitwads and paper airplanes to bullying and a fight about to break out, right? It's about to go to blows, and some kids are gonna get hurt. That's when the teacher finally comes back into the classroom. Hey, what are you doing? And everybody freezes, right? Everybody freezes. Whoa! The only people that aren't scared or startled are the kids that are waiting for the teacher to come back, and they're relieved. They're like, whew, thank God the teacher's back. Oh man, that was about to get ugly there, right? Okay. So, do you see how that pertains to our society right now? The teacher left the classroom for a while, said, I will be back, and then let the mice play while the cat's away, right? Now the teacher's back. He hasn't opened the door yet. He's watching through the window, watching the behavior going on, watching the spitwads flying back and forth, and crying, going, oh man, I was hoping my students would have been better. Why did they have to collapse? Why couldn't they have just behaved? It would have been so nice to come back to see the whole class, behaving, and maybe one of the students had gotten up front and started to dictate the class. Okay, you guys, the math really isn't all that hard. If you understand 2 plus 2 equals 4, you can catch this. Instead of doing something productive, the teacher comes back heartbroken to see the class misbehaving, right? Except for a few. There's a few people that were being good, that were relieved to see the teacher come back, that the teacher can be happy about and reward those good ones, right? Because they should be rewarded. The other ones, well, guess what? They get punished. There'll be detention. There'll be, suspensions. Their write-ups. Their parents will be called, whatever, right? So this is the same scenario we're living in right now. Okay, you're all living in this scenario, and you don't know it. Your students in the classroom, and the teacher left, said, I'll be back. But it's been so long that you forgot about the teacher, and you've been so distracted by spitwads and paper airplanes and bullies and all this other stuff going on that the last thing on your mind at the moment is the teacher coming back, right? But there are teachers watching through the window. Okay, now's the time to straighten up and behave. Quick, the teacher's looking. Even though he didn't open up the door, elbow your friend. Hey, pull it together. The teacher's here. He's looking right through the window. Even though the rest of the class doesn't notice, at least clue your friend in and go, hey, 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 the teacher's already back looking through the window. Get into your book. Get into your book. Okay? That was the little scenario. And that helps explain a little easier, that metaphor helps explain to you guys a little easier the scenario that you're living in at the moment. Another one was the I already talked about this one. We can do it really quickly. There's a lady. Here's our scenario. There's a lady who's been in prison. She's in prison for life. While in prison, she gives birth to a baby, okay? And that baby is born in prison, is raised in the cell with the mother, okay, and goes through its life cycle and matures while with its mother in prison, okay? So this child, this baby, all it ever knew was that. So the prison food is the best in the world. okay, because they haven't had anything different, right? So the view out the window through the bars is the best view in the world because you haven't seen anything else besides that, right? The bars on the cell and on the window offer security from other inmates that are there that could possibly harm you. All right. So imagine being born in prison and not being able to see the outside world, this baby, and all you know, the best things that you know are these from the perspective of being inside of a prison. Well, come one day, mom gets released and you or mom's passes away and you get released, all right, and you go out into the world and you have no clue what's going on out there. The only vehicle you've ever seen is a prison bus. So all of a sudden you start to see all the new cars and motorcycles, stuff you've never seen before. So imagine that scenario. Okay, that's another scenario. You've been born and raised in a prison. You haven't seen outside the walls. The best view you've seen is from behind bars. The best food you've had is the prison slop. All right. Now, I'm trying to show you there's something outside the prison. There's a teacher who's here watching. Okay. There's this scenario happening to you right now as you're here at this channel. All right, now, the other one too. Oh, dude. Okay, I guess we got to explain another one. Wolf in sheep's clothing. I've heard this term a lot being used and used against Christians, fellow Christians. Okay, don't be deceived by this. Let me explain what wolf in sheep's clothing really means. Okay. We're talking about your politicians now. Okay. They wear sheep's clothing. They wear nice suits with ties that look all respectable. Okay, they put on this guise of being a respectable, successful business type, trustworthy, right? When in actuality, they're the ones that are out to steal, rape, pillage, and kill you. They are a wolf in sheep's clothing. See, we put on a suit to look nice, to go out to dinner. You want to look nice for your partner. You're not out to impress the entire restaurant, but you feel good when you're wearing nice clothes. You're out on a nice date with a beautiful woman. She's wearing a nice dress. That is wearing the clothes properly. But when you put on a suit and a tie and act all respectable to deceive people like a politician does, or attorneys and lawyers, all those people that wear those suits. Yeah, watch out for the wolves that are in sheep's clothing. Okay. It's not your Christians who maybe are mistaken by their interpretation of the word. So do not go labeling your fellow Christian a wolf in sheep's clothing when you truly don't understand. The wolf he's talking about are the elite that wear these business suits and dress all appropriate to make you think that they're powerful and respectable when they should be wearing dirt. Anyways, so we've explained all that. Now we can get on to the reading. You guys have been so patient. All right. Here we go. Oh, good. We've lost a bunch of them. Good. I only want the few, the proud. Not the proud, but the few, the dedicated ones here. I'll try not to blind this camera too much here. All right. Okay, here we go. Seek me with your whole being. I desire to be found by you, and I orchestrate the events of your life with that purpose in mind. Okay, did you hear that right there? Seek me with your whole being, because I desire to be found by you, and I orchestrate the events of your life with that purpose in mind. So when things go well and you are blessed, you can feel me smiling on you. When you encounter rough patches along your life journey, trust that my light is still shining upon you. My reasons for allowing these adversities may be shrouded in mystery, but my continual presence with you is an absolute promise. You can hear me right now, can't you? That's the promise. You hear me right now. Seek me in good times, seek me in hard times. You will find me watching over you all the time. Living in dependence on me is a glorious adventure. Most people scurry around. Most people scurry around busily trying to accomplish things through their own strength and ability. Some succeed enormously, and others fail miserably. But both groups miss what life is meant to be, living and working in collaboration with me. When you depend upon me continually, your whole perspective changes. You see miracles happening all around, while others see only natural occurrences and coincidences. You begin each day with joyful expectation, watching to see what I will do. You accept that weakness is a gift from me, knowing that my power plugs in most readily to concentrated weakness. Okay? I use the weakness. You keep your plans tentative, knowing that my plans are far superior. You consciously live, move, and have your being in me, desiring that I live in you. I in you, and you in me. This is the intimate adventure I offer you. Pretty cool adventure, I'd say, huh? I've been through a lot to get to this spot to be able to do these shows for you guys. I've been through hell and back. All right. Let the dew of my presence refresh your mind and heart. So many things vie for your attention in this complex world of instant communication. The world has changed enormously since I first gave the command to be still and know that I am God. However, this timeless truth is essential for the well being of your soul. As dew refreshes grass and flowers during the stillness of the night, so my presence revitalizes you as you sit quietly with me. A refreshed, revitalized mind is able to sort out what is important and what is not. It is it in its natural condition, your mind easily gets stuck on trivial matters. Like the spinning wheels of a car trapped in mud, the cogs of your brain impotently when um spin impotently when you focus on a trivial thing. As soon as you start communicating with me about the matter, your thoughts gain traction and you can move on to more important things. Communicate with me continually, and I will put my thoughts in your mind. Do you like having my thoughts in your mind? It's better than the world's nasty ass stuff. In closeness to me, you are safe. In intimacy of my presence, you are energized. No? Yes? Maybe? In closeness to me, you are safe. In the intimacy of my presence, you are energized. No matter where you are in the world, you know you belong when you sense my nearness. Ever since the fall of man has experienced a gaping emptiness that only my presence can fill. I designed you for close communication with your Creator. How I enjoyed walking in the garden with Adam and Eve before the evil one deceived them. When you commune with me in the garden of your heart, both you and I are blessed. This is my way of living in the world through you. Together, we will push back the darkness, for I am the light of the world. Now we got more. Caramba, more. Yes, more. I am your shepherd to guide and shield you. A good shepherd cares about his sheep and understands them very well. My care for you is wonderfully complete. I love you with perfect, unfailing love. I know everything about you, your weaknesses and limitations, your struggles and sins, your strengths and abilities. So I am able to shepherd you exceptionally well. I have designed you to walk through this perilous world in trusting dependence on me. I lovingly go before you and open up the way, carefully preparing the path you will follow. I remove many dangers and obstacles from the road ahead, and I help you handle the difficulties that remain. Even when you walk through the darkest valley, you need not be afraid, for I am close beside you. Enjoy my nearness, beloved, and communicate with me. I will guide you carefully through each day and all your days, for I am God forever and ever. I will be your guide even to the end. So before you begin a task, large or small, take time to pray about it. By doing so, you acknowledge your need for me and your trust that I will help you. This enables you to go about your work in dependence on me. There are many benefits to this practice. I can guide your mind as you think things out and make decisions. It's like a filter, okay? I can guide your mind as you think things out and make decisions. Just knowing that I am involved in what you're doing gives you confidence, reducing the stress. So, it is wise to thank me often for my help and to keep asking me to guide you along the best pathway. Though the Bible instructs you to pray continually, at times you ignore this teaching. When you're feeling rushed, you find it hard to slow down enough to seek my perspective on the work at hand. However, diving in and forging ahead on your own is actually counterproductive. When you request my involvement before you begin, I can point you in the right direction, saving precious time and energy. I delight in helping you with everything, even simple tasks, because you are my beloved. I want the other one. The backside, the other one. There it is. Oh, I need a sip again here. Deep breath in. Hold it all the way out. Let's do it again. You can find joy in the most unexpected places. However, this requires effort, searching for the good and refusing to let your natural responses blind you to what is there. I will help you respond in a supernatural way, giving you eyes that see beyond the obvious and discover treasure hidden in your troubles. Yeah, there's actually treasure hidden in your troubles. That's where it's hidden. Okay? So, living joyously is a choice. Since you inhabit such a sinful, broken world, you must choose gladness many times daily. This is especially true during difficult times. When something happens that breaks the pattern of comfort and happiness in your life, you are being put to the test. Such trials can both prove and strengthen your faith, which is much more precious than gold, because I am training you to consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds. Okay? I made the agonizing choice to endure the cross for the joy set before me, the eternal pleasure of bringing my followers to glory. Choose joy, beloved, by fixing your eyes on me and looking for treasures in your trials. In my presence, you can find fullness of joy, perfect peace, and unfailing love. Walk with me along the path of life, enjoying my company each step of the way. Because I am always by your side, the joy of my presence is yours for the taking. Okay? It's yours for the taking. Do you choose to take it or not? It's a gift. It's yours for the taking. My presence, right now, right here, listening to me right now, is yours for the taking if you just take it. And when you do and you receive that gift, it's something magical happens. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's actually happening. It's real. I'm that close to him. All right? So, because I am always by your side, the joy of my presence is yours for the taking. I will keep you in perfect peace as you fix your thoughts on me. Stay in communication with me through your spoken words, thoughts, and songs. Spend ample time absorbing my word, letting it speak into your heart, where it changes the way you think and live. As you ponder who I really am, my light shines warmly into your mind, helping you live in my peace. Beloved, I want you to flourish in my presence like an olive tree flourishing in the house of God. I want you to flourish in my presence like an olive tree flourishing in the house of God. As the sunlight of my presence nourishes you, you are able to produce abundant fruit in my kingdom. And the more you trust in my unfailing love, the more you will realize how utterly secure you are. Wow. Okay. I guess that was the reading for tonight. I hope you hear me loud and clear. I hope you trust me. There's not much you can trust out there anymore, right? That's why this is being done. That's why you can't trust the media, you can't trust politicians. I'm trying to teach you a lesson here. Who can you trust, huh? Who can you really trust? That's who. Okay? Trust me, this is a real event. It took place. And what's happening to me is real. And what's happening to you is real. You're blessed to be at this channel. It blesses me when you guys come here, and when you share this with others, of course it blesses them, but more importantly, it blesses you when you share the word of God, right? Very good. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm already back. You should be able to tell by now. I love you all. Bye.